The latest global mass transit report, which tracks people's movements across various cities in the world, has come up with some unprecedented findings. While factors like economic development and technological advancement obviously have a role to play in this report, one factor which often gets downplayed is the role of automobiles. Now, a historian has said that Henry Ford freed the common people from the limitations of their geography boundaries. Automobiles have changed the way people travel, and its effect on their living habits and social customs has been endless. In the days of horse-drawn travel, the maximum capacity of a wagon would be about 10 to 15 miles. Now, motor vehicles have come a long way since then, narrowing the gap between urban and rural life. Nowadays, automobiles have accelerated the expansion into suburban life. Now, it is at such times that we need to reflect on the significance of automobiles and their role on the well-being of society over a long period of time. And on that note, let's set the wheels rolling and get started with this week's episode of WION Pitstop. Of April is supposed to be April Fool's Day, but Tata Motors got into their action plan and released a new car model, which is not an SUV, not a hatchback or a sedan, but a styleback.
Comfortable ride, a subcompact sedan, and as Tata Motors say, a styleback. The Tata Tigor has finally been launched in India. The car's sub-4 meter proportions are almost coupe-like with its sloping roofline and well-designed tail sections. The petrol variant with the 15-inch wheels makes the car look appealing. The sedan also gets a blacked-out headlamp cluster with projector low beams and a halogen high beam setup and LED tail lamps with a high-mounted LED third brake light which lights up end-to-end on the rear windscreen. Interiors are well designed and made with good quality fabrics. It also has a touchscreen center console with mirror light capabilities. The rear seating is spacious in terms of shoulder room and leg room, which makes it quite comfortable for taller passengers and also gives an added advantage of extra headroom due to the sloping roofline.
Our experience is that when a customer looks for a car, he looks for three basic things. First and foremost, car should be a stunner. It should have presence on the road. In fact, most of these category customers find a reflection of their own persona in the car. So it should be, and as you can see, we have done everything possible to make it look sensational. It should have a road presence. Second thing, it should be feature loaded. So some of the features which you see are not there even in the higher cars. And third thing, it should be priced aggressively. You saw the pricing. So we think, and I am quite confident, that all the customers who are looking to buy a car in the range of, let's say, 5 to 7, 5 to 8 lakh rupees, should definitely have a look at this car. And I'm super confident that once they look, they experience, they engage with the car, they buy this car.
The new sedan comes with both diesel and petrol engine options and a manual 5-speed gearbox, but there is no automatic option yet. The petrol Tata Tigor is a 1.2-litre 3-cylinder motor that makes 84 brake horsepower of peak power and 114 Newton-meter of peak torque. The diesel Tata Tigor is a 1.05-litre 3-cylinder motor that is turbocharged and makes 69 brake horsepower of peak power and 140 Newton-meter of peak torque. With the launch of this styleback, Tata is all set to give competition to the Maruti Suzuki, Swift Desire, Honda Amaze, Hyundai Accent and the Ford Aspire. You can take home the car at a very affordable price of 4.70 lakhs, and if you prefer a high-end model, you have to pay a price of 6.19 lakhs.
Now, back in 2013, Japanese car maker Nissan launched their SUV Terrano in the Indian market, but it failed to drive any sales. So last year, the company re-released the car with an AMT transmission, which again didn't work in the car's favor. But this year, the company has launched the car with a complete makeover. Japanese automobile manufacturer Nissan launched the facelifted Terrano in India. The new Terrano now comes with 22 new features, to be exact as per the company. The new Terrano comes with features like dual-tone interior layout, cruise control, 7-inch touchscreen navigation system, steering-mounted audio controls, one-touch lane change indicator, anti-pinch driver's side window, and a completely new steering wheel design.
What we concentrated on is mainly on the convenience. For example, you have a touchscreen inside the car. You have also steering control for the volume, for the phone. You have a speed limiter also on the steering wheel. You've got over and above the APS, airbags, brake emergency assist. You have the ESP. So there's a lot of new features coming in our new Terrano, and I think what is very important is over and above the new features that are coming is the style of the car. You know, it's a very bold, it's a very genuine kind of style, very Nissan. You know, Nissan is known throughout the world, be it in the US or Middle East, for its leadership in terms of SUV. And this is, I think, what is the most important with the Nissan Terrano.
There are minor updates in the SUV at the exterior and more extensive changes in the interior. The Terrano features some engine options like the 1.6-litre petrol engines and 1.5-litre diesel engine. The SUV's got updates like the LED DRLs, redesigned LED tail lamps, and also the bumpers on the interiors. Adding up to the interiors, the cabin also has new fabric seats, which adds up to making the interiors of the car look beauteous. Priced at Rs 9.99 lakh Indian rupees, the all-new Terrano is ready to give substantial competition to cars like Hyundai Creta, Renault Duster, Ford EcoSport and Skoda Yeti, which almost fall in the same price bracket. With the Supreme Court of India's latest ruling on BS3 vehicles, a lot of dealers with these vehicles are selling them at a hefty discount. And Suzuki came up with a cool plan for their flagship bike, the Gixxer.
To mark the launch of the new 2017 Gixxer series, Suzuki Motorcycle India celebrated the launch as the Gixxer Day. In the open area of JLN Stadium, Suzuki India organized an exhilarating stunt performance by the European freestyle stunt champion Aras Gibiaza. It was a treat to the eyes for all the bike enthusiasts as they witnessed once-in-a-lifetime thrilling performance by Aras, which was probably the most perfect way to celebrate the spirit of hugely successful street bike. In addition to the exhilarating performance by the European freestyle champion, Suzuki supplemented Gixxer Day with mega service camps wherein special offers were provided on the service and spare of Suzuki vehicles. Coming to the bike, the new 2017 Gixxer series boasts premium sporty looks. The good-looking bike is available in 3 colors: Pearl Myra Red, Glass Sparkle Black, and Metallic Triton Blue. Living up to the name of being one of the most successful super bikes, the performance of the bike isn't disappointing at all. The new series are now BS4 compliant and has automatic headlamp on. The bike is powered by 155cc 4-stroke, single-cylinder, air-cooled engine that churns out 15 horsepower and 14 Newton-meter torque. In no time, we can see the stunning new GSX-R maneuvering its way on Indian roads. The GSX-R comes at a price of Rs 80,528, while the GSX-R SF and GSX-R SF5 are priced at Rs 89,659 and Rs 93,499 respectively.
And on that note, let's slip into a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with many more cool stories from the other side. Welcome back to the show. Now let's rev up our pace and move on to our next segment, Spec Check. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but in the last few months, there have been a lot of launches of compact sedans. Now, if you don't know why that is, don't worry, just relax and hang back while I break this down for you. In the last 2 years, a lot of cars have been launched in the sub-4 meter category. Right from Maruti Suzuki's Dzire to Honda Amaze, car manufacturers are aggressively pushing forward these particular models of cars. And there's a reason behind this. It's a unique policy where sub-4 meter cars attract half the excise duty than 4+ meter models, which of course leads to a lower selling point. And AMIO is the latest ammunition in this German manufacturer's arsenal of sub-4 meter sedans. Now, at first glance, the AMIO looks just like the Polo but with a bigger boot space. And even the wheelbase is exactly like that of Volkswagen Polo with no changes made to it mechanically. So does this mean that the German car maker has just stuck us with another version of Polo but with a bigger boot space? Well, not exactly. The front bumper has been redesigned and the front hang has been lowered by 35mm and adding that to the rear. The roof has also been lowered and a C-pillar has been designed to give it a more flowy and edgy design. When it comes to safety features, the AMIO has been given the anti-braking system and 2 airbags at the front in every range. Now, while it's not been crash tested as yet, its cousins Vento and Polo have been given 4 stars. So it is safe to assume that AMIO is one of the safest cars in this price range. I know that I've been making many Polo references here, but again, the car's interior is just like that of Polos. The dashboard comes in a dual tone effect, the plastic is good finish and quality. One more fact that you'll notice when you sit in the rear side of the car is that the knee space is a little bit tight. And anybody over 6 feet or about 6 feet will find it too cozy to be sitting at the back of the car.
The gear shifts in AMIO are pretty smooth and there's adequate power on offer even if you have a heavy foot on the accelerator pedal. It's below 1500 RPM that the gears try and figure out what you're planning to do and there's a little bit of a lag there. But otherwise the DSG is calm and collected and there can be no complaints.
Let me take you through the numbers here. The Volkswagen AMIO is powered by a retuned Polo engine. That's a 1.5-litre engine. It provides about 110 horsepower and 250 Nm in torque. Now, I know that the numbers aren't very impressive, but they're absolutely perfect if you want to take this car out for a city drive or a cruise on the highway. However, I do wish that the engine provided more of a kick whenever I need to quickly overtake in this car.
the suspension setup does make you complain given it's on the stiffer side. The 15-inch tires are the same size as the one on the Polo, but the suspension setup is very different. It's, as I said, on the stiffer side, and this means that there isn't much travel, which is why when you hit the potholes on the road, the Amio doesn't handle it very well.
In the ever-growing list of sub-4 meter cars, the Amio really does make its mark. It's loaded with features, it drives pretty well, and the pricing is also quite aggressive. And with that top-notch paint job, it delivers in good looks as well. Now, the driving features could have been better, but as they say, you can't get everything that you ask for. Well, that's all that we had for you in this week's episode of WION Pitstop. Do remember you can tweet to us at WION_Pitstop, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube page. This week's episode comes to you from Bikers Cafe Gurgaon. Until next time, this is Nick Bontia signing off. But do remember that it's all about the ride and not the destination.